Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sikich Live. I'm so glad to be back this week. Thanks to my co-host, co-producer, Ryan, for stepping in last week when I was out. Really appreciate it. Today, we get to talk a little bit about the top features in Microsoft Dynamics CE. That's customer engagement. Really excited to bring this topic to everyone, as we really haven't gone over a lot of our Dynamics CE products and services that we offer at Sikich. So, but before I get into all of that today, I do want to remind everyone, like I always do at the beginning of these lives, to make sure to like and subscribe on our channel. That's the way you'll be able to know and get notified when we go live. Now it's actually 2 times a week, on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, and on Thursdays at 2:30 Central Time, 3:30 Eastern. Today, I have the honor of introducing a friend and colleague of mine, Joel Hatton, onto the Sikich Live stage. Hey, Joel, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. Thanks for having me today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Joel, before we get started, can you just introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Joel Hatton. I've been with Sikich for a little over 11 years, but within the Microsoft channel for 20 plus years. My role here at Sikich is to really work with our sales organization, our prospects, and our customers to help them realize what Microsoft Dynamics 365 customer engagement has to offer. There's a lot of different paths you can take with the application, and my job is to really help them understand what's good for their company and how to take advantage of it to see benefit immediately.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, and I'm excited to ask you a few questions here, so let's just get right into it. So we're talking about the top 5 best features in Dynamics CE. And the first one I want to start off with is the power of the entire Microsoft platform, right? So it's not just Dynamics customer engagement that we're talking about, but rather there's the added benefit of having so many tools at your disposal. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, think about this. A lot of organizations today have already invested in, the Office 365 application, which has been rebranded today as Microsoft 365. But that investment in that technology between Teams, everybody's remote nowadays, SharePoint, Active Directory, all of those pieces of technology that you're consuming on a regular basis, that is all part of the ecosystem that's plugged into the customer engagement platform. So perfect example, Outlook, taking those communications that you get from your customers and your prospects and being able to not only promote them to the CRM platform to give everybody else visibility into that, but also being able to see information from your CE platform inside of Outlook. So side by side in an email, I can actually see a customer asking me for a product information or saying, hey, I've got an issue. Can you potentially create a kit ticket for us so we can be supported? All of that can be handled right inside of Outlook. So I don't have to swivel from one application to another application. Another great, kind of platform integration ability is with Power BI. We're seeing more and more Power BI requests from our clients. And simply, there's this concept of, well, I need to get all my sales history out of my ERP and into my CRM environment so my sales guys can see that. And, in previous years, that's an expensive task. You got to bring over all of that information. You've got to build that connection between the data platforms. Now our team is doing some really creative thinking, and we're using Power BI to leverage that. So, we're visualizing that information inside of a customer-specific dashboard at an account level. So not only can I see all of the interactions with that customer, but I can see all their sales history real time through a Power BI visualization that's pulling data from the ERP system. So we're lifting that data and bringing it in, and we're doing that in a matter of days, where integrations typically take weeks.
Absolutely. So what you're saying is we not only have our core foundational system of Microsoft Dynamics CE, but we have all of these products that integrate with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just about everything that Microsoft is working with now, you can get into the environment. So you're thinking, LinkedIn has a strong integration with Dynamics CE. You've got certainly SharePoint, Teams. We're all using Teams nowadays to be able to collaborate with our fellow members as we're disconnected and working remotely. the ability to collaborate and to build a teams channel off of an opportunity or a pursuit is something that our clients are doing on a regular basis.
Great. So let's drill down a little bit more into Dynamic CE. This next feature that I want to ask you about, action cards. Can we go into a little more detail about that?
So the way I like to describe that is it's almost like Siri for your sales or service representatives. So think of it as I've got all these to-dos and all these little Post-it notes sitting around my monitor of activities and steps and things I needed to be reminded about that I need to do as part of my regular workload. So what action cards are is the ability to automate some of those items that you need to work on through some machine learning, and you can set them up to basically remind you of certain tasks. So for example, I've got a meeting coming up. An action card will pop saying, here's your meeting, here's who you're meeting with, here's what you're meeting about, and here's some of the most recent communications. So you're starting to present that information in a mobile fashion or even in the desktop application to those users, reminding them that, hey, you got this lead 2 days ago and you haven't talked to them. Leads are important, reach out. So these action cards are delivering actionable information to those end users. And the best part about it is you can now build your own. So you can start to build your own. Maybe you want to create an action or alert that every time someone mentions you on your Facebook page, create a lead for them. Maybe someone you work with or have worked with in the past changes their job location from one site to another, and then update their profile in LinkedIn. Create an action card saying, hey, this person moved. Might be a new opportunity for you. So all of those simple things that you take for granted, through some intelligence, Microsoft is starting to deliver those as little action cards or reminders that you can just funnel through and start interacting with. So you're not hunting for information, it's being presented to you.
Right, yeah. I've been looking to hire a personal assistant, but it doesn't seem like I need to anymore. I can use action cards, right?
Absolutely, definitely. That's the plan.
That's awesome. So our third feature I want to talk about, forecasting. I feel like it's become a little bit more of a needed feature, maybe more recently. Can you tell me more about what that is?
Yeah, so forecasting is, sales organizations, everybody forecasts differently. And the biggest forecasting tool you're going to see out there is Excel. Within the Microsoft's customer engagement platform, you not only have the way you can visualize your sales pipeline by the various sales categories or statuses that you're working through, but Microsoft recently unveiled a complete forecasting engine. So not only now can I look at my sales funnel, but I can start to analyze my sales funnel. So management is looking at this as a great tool for them because they want to be able to understand what are some of the trends that are going on in a specific period as it relates to the forecasting ability of my sales organization. Being able to take snapshots, looking at a sales pipeline at the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and end of the month. Where do deals move in their forecasting category? Does a sales rep mark them as committed early on and then halfway through make them most likely deals, and then eventually move them to hey, we're going to focus on these a little later on? That's important information. And then being able to take that information and present it in a really great view. There's the Kanban feature, which is available now, where I can see things in a billboard style fashion and kind of drag and drop and move them from forecasting category to forecasting category is critical. But the trending side of it, understanding how deals move and what you ultimately end up with, helps management coach their sales teams better. But more importantly, it gives them a much better accurate forecast than they would just looking at a sales funnel.
Absolutely. So, and I want to move into our fourth feature here. I'm interested in, tracking relationship behaviors, understanding customer satisfaction, maybe even working a little bit into AI within Dynamics CE. Can you tell us more about insights in that feature?
Yeah, definitely. There's a few flavors of insights that you can get. There's with the Dynamics CE platform, there is a sales insight tool and a customer service insight tool. And both of those are kind of pre-built dashboards that allow you to have all different kinds of views and access to information. In addition to that, on the sales side of things, you can also manage the unique relationships that are going on. Are customers opening your email? Are they forwarding their email? How much time do they spend calling you versus you calling them? So managing the back and forth that goes on between those unique relationships and then scoring that relationship. And why that's important is, if you think about it, if you've got a customer that is constantly calling and reaching out to you, where their volume of interaction with you is much higher than your interaction volume with them, the likelihood that you're going to close that next deal is going to be impacted, because their satisfaction they might have a higher level of frustration with you and your organization because they're constantly reaching out for certain things. So the insights tool on the sales side gives you that view into relationship behaviors and allows you to track them. And then you can score opportunities based off of that. So, are these the deals we should be working? Are they not the deals we should be working? And then on top of all of that, Microsoft has created just customer insights. So it's a separate kind of platform solution that Microsoft Dynamics C snaps into. And it's a customer data platform. So not only can you take your CRM data, your ERP data, but you can pull data from any other source that you might have access to, whether it's surveying solutions, Facebook, LinkedIn, Yelp, e-commerce sites, reviews that you might get on certain types of sites, and bring that all together and then match that and marry that with your customers to get a true customer profile. Then you bring in some of the machine learning, and then you can start to predict what you can sell that customer next. What are they in the market for? What are some of the trends that you're seeing out there through the data you're bringing in that might impact ultimately how you're going to sell that customer? So stripping away the noise and then bringing in all of your different data into a unified platform and measuring that and creating those metrics and marrying the data together really quickly has really helped improve the ability for our customers to support their customers by leveraging a platform solution like that.
Yeah, and especially today with everything going on in the world, salespeople and customer service reps, they're busier than ever right now. And I feel like, these types of features that we're talking about right now, whether it's machine learning, the different AI, the ways that Dynamics CE can work for you and with you to save the salesperson and customer service rep time.
Yeah, that's the whole idea is, cutting through the noise. Yeah. Customers are really tired of interacting with you in different channels and getting different results, right? So if you can bring all of your channels together in a single platform, view that information, and then through machine learning, understand predictability and what you should be selling those customers next, is going to help you become a more successful salesperson. You're branding yourself as a loyal, you're bringing those customers in and branding that loyalty, and you're creating customers for life. So this concept of building a customer data platform is really at the heart of everything that you're going to start to see in the Microsoft CE side of things. So we're really excited about it. We've dedicated some components to that on our team, and we've created some offerings specifically for customer insights that are on the Microsoft App Store site.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just, the days of keeping track of your customers in an Excel spreadsheet. You just gotta,
those are gone. Right. Yeah, those are gone.
just gone. Now we've got robots and AI that are helping us do our jobs. I love that. So let's get into our fifth top feature, field service.
Yeah, field service is a big part of Microsoft Dynamics customer engagement. And what it does is it really takes the experience beyond, the traditional call center where I'm calling in and I need help fixing something. This is the full, I'm dispatching somebody, we're going to go work on that solution, we're going to manage the warranties, we're going to bring in the connected IoT. So, maybe your refrigerator breaks and your refrigerator's got a connection component to it that if it's running too hot or the coils are running too hot, automatically schedule a technician. Well, this solution works with that, where all that technology is brought in. The system is going to take the IoT request and build out a service case. And some of the great things that we're starting to see in field service is not only that connected IoT, but the advanced intelligent scheduling. So, look at all of the service techs that I have available, understand their schedules, where they are, where the customer is, being able to optimize the schedule, understands, the complexity of certain work orders that may require a special consultant or a special resource that needs to be assigned for that, and marrying that versus the types of work orders that come together, and then optimize that schedule. So based off of these work orders and these types of technicians, bring them together, drop them on the schedule, send the appropriate notification, and get that out there. One of the other things that we're starting to see, Michael, which we're pretty excited about, is a new piece of technology that's really going to help field service, and it's called remote assist. In this world, everything is remote, especially in COVID now. So Microsoft has created through augmented reality and through work with the HoloLens, the ability to pop the lens on and remote assist someone or walk them through what they need to do in front of the machine that they're working on. Or those service techs that are out in the field that want to be able to have a manual kind of view of what's going on in the work order in one eye and what they're working on in the other eye in front of them, and bringing all of that technology together in a single platform. It's going to help the service techs get to what they need to quicker. It's going to help identify issues quicker, and we're using next generation technology through augmented reality to deliver that, which is really important nowadays.
Yeah, and more safely, right?
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. I would agree.
Yeah. Well, Joel, talked through our top 5 features. I appreciate you being here and talking a little bit more about Microsoft Dynamics CE. Hope that you can join us again for one of our Sikich Lives. If anybody has any questions about anything that we talked about today, always feel free to visit www.sikich.com to learn more, and you can contact us there. Joel, I want to thank you again for being on Sikich Live. Excited to have you back at some point. And don't forget, everyone, to like and subscribe before you leave this channel so that you can get these notifications for when we're back next week at 2:30 Central Time, 3:30 Eastern. Thanks again, Joel. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Michael. Bye, everybody.